I uploaded a new Manhwa video today that got re-uploaded because of copyright. Please watch it as the reach of that video is practically gone. Moving to the story, Rabbit stands on the stage with his sword out, witnessing hundreds of dead bodies lying all around the stage. He is not nervous and confused at the same time, wondering if the Tang clan had such martial art, because of how destructive the technique is, which is fitting for the Tang clan's goal of mass killing. And such a technique was easily demonstrated by our Chad. This delusional Rabbit thinks that if Yeon-myeong continues to grow like this, he will certainly pass his level. Watch the full video to see him getting owned. As he thinks if it is really necessary to kill a prodigy like Yeon-myeong, our Chad is pulling out his sword, which stuns him. Rabbit with a confused look asks what he is doing and guesses if Yeon-myeong is planning to face him with the sword, while he points his towards him ready to barbecue it today. Rabbit is not again confused. Blood got confused so many times in a single chapter. He thinks that Yeon-myeong does not realize his position, while it's the other way around. Delulu Rabbit thinks that Yeon-myeong is now in a position where his best technique would be lacking. Yeon-myeong gets straight to the point and tells him that his hidden weapon skills are nothing but cheap tricks in front of his sword. Blood is such a troll that with a straight face he tells him that he wants to learn a thing or two from Rabbit, while Bro is the sword god himself. Rabbit sigs telling Yeon-myeong that he is beyond audacious at this point. He is outright absurd, but since they want to make Rabbit a nice likable character, he tells Yeon-myeong that he likes his spirit, so he will let Yeon-myeong make the first move. Hearing this, Yeon-myeong smirks while Snaky manifests itself, asking our Chad if he is planning to go all out. Yeon-myeong tells Snaky that since his opponent is a master of the fire realm, he will go out in this case. Huge vibrations start occurring in the entire area as Rabbit gets overwhelmed by immense pressure. Yeon-myeong releases a few of his seals, releasing an energy strong enough that it lightens up the entire arena, causing strings winds that bangs is flying out, and every one of the ants in our troll who never saw Yeon-myeong's energy is dazed. Rabbit thinks that it is impossible for a human to possess this much internal energy. The terrifying part is that he didn't sense Yeon-myeong hiding this much power at all. Well, Rabbit is different from those ants, and he immediately realizes that Yeon-myeong is far beyond his level. As Yeon-myeong transformed into a Super Saiyan Green tells Rabbit that he is ready for the lesson. Rabbit is scared and cannot believe how Yeon-myeong managed to reach such a level in such a young age. The presence Yeon-myeong is currently radiating is similar to the one that he felt from Lizard. Yeon-myeong asks him what he is doing since he allowed Yeon-myeong to strike first. Rabbit is in a tough position since he dug his own grave at this point. He tells Yeon-myeong that he was unaware that Yeon-myeong was hiding his strength, but he cannot back out now, since Yeoni's life will be in danger. But the problem is that if Rabbit fights with his full power, one of them will be sure to die, so he cannot just sit there and take his attack, sincerely apologizing for it. Rabbit thinks that if he were to drag this battle long enough he will eventually lose, so he will end this quickly using the technique Black Lizard taught him. In a flashback we see that when Rabbit reached the fire realm, the flow of his energy entering his body felt different. Lizard congratulates him for breaking the wall of his talent and reaching the fire realm. According to Lizard, even though his meridians reached a state where they are full connected and he managed to reverse his aging, yet the scars on his face remains. Rabbit tells him that his abilities are still lacking, but he should be grateful for what he has achieved, and he finds the rugged look more manly. Lizard's laugh, remembering the face he made trying to look fierce. Well, now no matter what happens I don't want them dead. This is wholesome. Rabbit tells him that instead of congratulating he is here mocking him. But that is not the case, as Lizard tells him that since he has undergone full transformation, he will guide him to a new realm. His transformation into a stronger body and skills are impressive, but his sword techniques he has been using are limited. Since he has now become physically strong, he will teach him the technique of the strong sword. According to Rabbit, softness controls strength. True strength is derived from flexibility. The subtleties of softness that he has learned from the illusion sword can be transformed into the strength of the strong sword. Whatever that meant, my mind got messed up reading all this. Seeing him perform the technique, Yeon-myeong is shocked as Rabbit prepares his technique called the All Path Lead to One Sword. He has just recently started mastering this technique, so it is not perfect yet, so his plan is to finish this fight in one strike. Yeon-myeong, impressed, tells him that that Rabbit would use the chaotic illusion sword technique since he is from the sword technique, but he didn't expect that he would be able to pull off even a rudimentary version of the strong sword. Rabbit is shocked and getting nervous, asking Yeon-myeong how he knows about the strong sword. Our Chad's sword starts glowing. That instead of shocking Rabbit shocked him because he has not fully mastered the strong sword technique. Yet Yeon-myeong is wielding a completely perfect version of it, as strong blue energy starts radiating from his body. In a flashback we learn that swordsmanship has always followed one of the following principles, which are heaviness, speed, breaking, illusion, scattering, severing and sharpness. Each of this technique created by mastering one of these principles. Yeon-myeong's master told him that among all of them mastering strength is extremely rare, as an ordinary body cannot withstand the force of its own sword technique. There is a cheap copy path where flexibility can lead to strength, but that's what ordinary people try. As for the one Yeon-myeong is aiming for, it comes from the breakthrough to the extreme end of decay, which is called the ultimate strength. Moving to the present, Yeon-myeong is radiating constant energy, thinking to himself that his body is different from his previous life. The memory of using the strong sword remains. Although it's been a while since he has used strength, so controlling his powers might be a little tricky. So Rabbit must brace himself, while Rabbit is now in a tough position. Hearing this, all the nobodies, bangs, and our trolls are shocked. All their purpose is to get killed or get shocked. As they both charges towards each other, swinging both of their sword enveloped with sword energy. As the battle continues from the manors, the elders can sense powerful aura from the direction of the gathering. One old beggar thinks that one of the 6 grandmasters released his energy to inspire the young prodigies. But Senior Tree thinks that it's too much inspiration, that he can feel the energy from this far away. Beggar tells Tree that it's none of their business what happens, since the assembly should last at least 10 days. Tree tells everyone to keep their cups down since the energy is intensifying. All of a sudden, a huge power blast to the sky, literally releasing energy waves. In some other corner of Sichuan, Lizard was chilling by himself when he notices the energy waves, concerned what his brother is up to. This is it for this video. Make sure to like and subscribe for another part. As she leaves, Junsu notices the name on his chart, Warrior Kim. It lists a dislocation and concussion from the accident. Baffled, he died from being poor, powerless, or simply running out of luck, but he's determined not to let that happen to him. With the knowledge gained from wasting 10,000 hours as a player, he begins to climb the ranks. His position skyrockets from 15,000 to the 7,000s, then to triple digits, and eventually into the single digits, landing him at rank 9. What this means, he's not entirely sure yet, but he plans to find out. Player is his specialty. Soon after, he meets his labor leader, a man named Deer. Deer asks Junsu if he's the new guy. Junsu confirms, explaining that he was assigned here. Grabbing Junsu by the collar, Deer warns